Hey, final assembly, yay. Just wanted to touch on a few things as you're assembling this. My grill was a little bit warped. I don't know if it was from the painting process or whatever, but you can sneak some good old super glue down behind it. One of the tricks that I do when I do super glue, because you have to super glue the two pins on the back side of the body, is put the super glue on the back side, not on the part that you're moving. See if I can flip this around and show it to you with any decency. So I put the super glue dots on the holes, just covering the holes, and then push the part through. Once it's through, I just come in with just a cloth, wipe the dot of super glue off once the parts are mated together, hold it together, and then spray it with an Instacure, and then just dry it off. And what that does is that gives you a good glue joint that's not wet for a long period of time, and it kind of cleans it up a little bit. And it's not, if you have a blob and you put the Insta-Set on top of it, the super glue underneath the top skin won't cure. That's why I wipe it off and make it thin, and then use the Instacure. The other thing is on these headlights. So these buckets go in from the back side. Yeah, they go in from the back side, and as you can see, you're actually screwing the lens into these tiny holes on the chrome. The other holes on this side, they tend to get filled in with paint pretty quickly. So I use a pin vise and the smallest drill bit that they give you in the kit, which is awesome that you actually get those. And I'll go in and just kind of start those holes. And what it does, it makes it easier for the screw. And these holes will actually get, I'll run the pin vise or the drill bit just enough in there to clean the holes out, and it makes it so much easier to get those screws started. If I can do this with one hand, I will be amazed with myself. I'm trying to pick up one screw on the screwdriver. I know this is tedious to watch, but it does make it a lot easier to get these screws started. And I'll start all four of them before I run any of them down tight. And what you'll end up with is a little bit better result. The screwdriver that they give you in the kit, for me, is a little bit thick on the blade. I prefer this set. Actually, I think Boom Racing sent this out with 109s, with a few of them. It's got a nice bearing swivel on the backside. It's got an extension, plus a flex driver, which you will need for these door screws back here. But yeah, so that's what I do. That's how I use it. And all right, I'll pick up if I find anything else during assembly. So we got our lights, got our markers in, orange on the bottom, white on the top. If you put orange on the top and white on the bottom, I promise you the Land Rover police will not come to your house and make you change it. You can do whatever you want. One other thing, I put the vent on what would be I'll call it the drinker side, passenger side. And again, if you put it on there using the template, I'm sure you'll get it perfect. I don't use the template. Obviously, my sticker is still on the sheet. I just put it up there and I use the bit and get the first one going. Get it all centered up as best as I like it, and then just do one at a time. The other thing is the magnets in the hood, gluing them in. There's no real good way to get an accelerator in there, so what I do, I have some spare rare earth magnets, and once they're glued in, I just snap these where they want to be, and that'll hold them into place while I'm continuing to assemble the body, and I don't have to wait as many times as you're rotating this body around and flipping it to put the attachments on it. And if those fall out and you get super glue all over your paint job, you're not going to be a happy person. So if you have some rare earth magnets, put them in there, or wait until absolute last to put the magnets in, even though it shows you pretty early on in the instructions to do it. Just either wait for these or use some magnets to hold it together while you're doing assembly. All right, so I'm all the way at step 3 of the body assembly and moving on to step 4. Home stretch. All right, so getting the interior put in and getting all the body screws put in for the sliders. You will jump back and forth between the so you see what I'm doing? It will jump you back and forth with these rails. Now I used my rails to pre-assemble the body. That's why they're painted. And it just gives a little, to me, I don't have that black edge running around the bottom here. So getting these screws in, I would start with the back of the body first. Put these 4 in. Then when you put the front of the body in, your footwells and the inserts that you glued in are in front of the actual interior pan. It'll make sense when you put it together. Getting these front 2 screws in last, you have to make sure that you have this aligned, and it kind of goes in, kind of like swoops in. And once the interior pan's in, then go back to your assembly manual for the chassis, and you'll find where the body mounts actually go on this rail, and that'll make sense to you. But this installation is not part of the body assembly. It's part of the chassis assembly. Also, it appears that there's screw holes behind here that you can't access. You can kind of see the screw hole. It's not a screw hole. It's just an alignment dowel for the body, for the pan. It's just a support. There's no screws that go in there. I'm just trying to help you out on that one. Also, earlier in the instructions, it does tell you to install the doors, but I find experience with these bodies, leave the doors off. You can pre-assemble them and put all the screws in and get all those plates. But if you have the doors on when you go to put these 2 nasty little screws in down here by the pan for that upright on the body mount, you're going to have problems. You can't get your hand in here. You can't get a screwdriver tool in here with that door on. I also, I'm using door mirrors on this particular one. I don't put the door mirrors on until last either. So just some helpful hints. You can pre-assemble the door, like I said, and just back these 4 screws out, and those plates will loosen up, and you can pop the door off. I'm showing you the wrong door for that side, but yeah. And then when you go to reinstall it, it's actually not terrible at all, because this pin, if you have the angle correct per the assembly instructions, you can put this back on without taking all those screws back out. It just takes a little guiding to actually get it to clip around this mount. But again, it's just a Jeremy trying to help you out. If you do it a different way, like I said, Range Rover police are not going to come knocking on your door and tell you that you built your truck the wrong way. But yeah, I'm in the home stretch, and I got all my lenses on. I'm not doing the reverse lights or the tail light piece. Just not doing that on this one. But the actual interior is in there. Just a little bit of dress up with that chestnut or the pecan paint. I like the back of the seats black, and then just using the color for the actual seat covers, because I feel like that's how they would have been. It would have been a metal back on it, but I don't know. I don't own one. I just appreciate these. So, all right, let me get this thing wrapped up and put back on the chassis, and I'll come back to you. All right, the 88's done. Body is completely assembled. I'm not going to put these tie downs on until after I spray these gray, or same aluminum color. Weather is not cooperating. I can't spray that today. But when I pull this thing down and do all the detail work, I'll do it then. But the interior is there. I think that pecan color really put a little power back into the body itself. But yeah, all the detail pieces are just incredible. You know, the vent lines, the heater box, the gauges are like it's just a work of art. Yeah, I hope I was able to help you along the journey of building your 88, or at least getting ready to build your 88, so you know a little more than what you did. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. The one other thing I didn't mention, the lenses, the way I got, you know, such a great amber and such a great red on these taillights are these Tamiya paints. This is the X26 orange. This bottle will last you a lifetime. You can probably hand it down to your grandkids unless you build models constantly. And X27 red. And they also have the clear yellow, which is X24. These are fantastic. Just a simple, small tip brush is all you need. And it'll be golden, and it gives a nice bright, when they light up, when you get the LED kits and stuff like that installed. It really does sell it. It's the best way to do crystal lenses into colors. So I hope you enjoyed everything. I got my parts in for my servo extension, so I want to go ahead and clean the chassis part up, and then I'll come back and do the whole vehicle. She's done. So we have a completely built, driving, operating BrX02 Series 3 Land Rover 88 wheelbase. So it is done. Everything working as it should be. I have no issues. This was a fantastic kit to build once again. I don't know what to say. It was awesome. Land Rover police may come. This is a little crooked. I don't care. But yeah, here's my lucky dog. If you've noticed, he's been in all the videos. But yeah, we'll kind of go through this. There's the interior bits, tailgate bit. It's such a great truck. Pop the body off here for you so you can see how it cleaned up. And that's how easy that comes off, by the way. It is fantastic. So wiring is all done, all completed. As you can see, we got our Castle Slate. It's a 1900 kV Micro X. Reefs were all 500 servo, 179 micro servo from Reefs. And we are all complete and wired up. So it's right now I got a Helios 3S on it, which is more than enough. I'll be able to get a full-size battery in there. I'm not going to run a winch servo on this one just yet. Might wait for a little bit, but yeah, I'll probably put a full size in here at some point. But yeah, getting everything clean, getting everything so it's as hidden as possible. So what's next for this? So what's next is, obviously I'm going to run it, but I need to get the fender wells for the front rear and the center skids. That's kind of high on my list. I think I'm going to do mud flaps on this one as well. Boom just put out a ton of stuff for the 88 and the 109 series trucks to kind of personalize them. So that's probably where I'm going to head. I'm going to run it for a little bit, and then in my normal way, once the leaves get broken and everything gets settled down, I'll probably go back through and patina. That may not be until spring. I'm just going to enjoy it through the winter and try and just keep it going, get some good trail time in on it, and enjoy it. So if you've tuned in for all the 5 of these, there's 5 videos in 5 days. I built this 88. Super pleased with it. No, it didn't take me all day every day for 5 days. It's a little bit here's and there's as I had time, but I'm super chuffed that I got it done, and you guys can enjoy it. Thanks for watching all the videos. If you care, like, subscribe, watch some of my older videos. I got a lot of videos out there on different trucks, different rigs. I also did the 109 build series. So if you're thinking about the 109 or you want to see the differences between the 88 and the 109, you got videos you can watch and you can see the differences. So, all right. Well, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stop talking. Have a great day and go be a badass.